Hello, this is Marsha LaRue with Forward Motion, and this is a series of videos on how to find opportunities during and after COVID-19. If you haven't looked at part 1 and 2, you might want to catch those first. In part 1, we looked at who is hiring and how do you find them, and how do you find opportunities with those organizations and companies. In part 2, we looked at supply and demand regarding the market, the jobs market, and where the best opportunities are. Now I'd like to look at career shifting. How do you match up your skill sets? Give you some resume tips and some strategies for dealing with the uncertainty. Hiring professionals tell me all the time, just show me what you've done that pertains to the job. I've mentioned in both the previous videos, language rules. Using their language allows them to move quickly through your materials. So use their language. It makes them comfortable as well. Here's what we use for a cover letter. They just want to know, can you do this job with the requirements that we have set forth? So we put up front, we're able to work remotely. Then we look at their job requirements and list them. And on the right-hand side of this table, we put what we have. Do you need a digital media experience person? Yes, 3+ years, professional digital media experience. Something they can read quickly. Remember, you generally get 8 seconds. Maybe you don't have a requirement they're asking for. That's okay. We have a rule. The rule is that enthusiasm trumps knowledge and experience. So don't panic. If you don't have a requirement, we put something like this. You acknowledge it. Tell them what you do have. This part of the job is a stretch for me, but I'm enthusiastic about learning and ready for the challenge. Or maybe you write, I've reviewed the user guide. I've watched several videos on this technology. It's similar to this other technology you've worked with, and I believe I can learn it quickly. Now, everybody has bullet points on their resume that I've seen, and we have to use their language again. Again, their language is important. We make sure they know we're able to work virtually. We use their language in the bullet points that we put out there. So here's some resume tips. Again, I remind you, language rules. Include able to work remotely. Does that really mean you can? Really? Do you have a good internet connection? Are you going to be disturbed every few minutes? Are there disruptions in your basement or other places that might prevent you from working effectively remotely? And you know, you're probably going to be in a Zoom meeting here and there. You kind of don't want the kitchen dishes in your background. And you also don't want to look like this, but instead somebody that they want to work with. So able to work remotely. Be careful when you put that on there and make sure it's really true. There are certain keywords that HR is looking for and companies are looking for as they move through this time. And I think they'll make sense as you think through what's happening with COVID-19. Here are the first two, creative and innovative. Now, the words are nice, but we really want to be sure you can demonstrate them. So here's some ideas. Created a new client interaction tool. So there's the creativity. Introduce and implemented a new enterprise application that, and you would describe it, or it could be a process, but demonstrate that you brought new things into the company in some way or into your role. So ideas, creativity, innovation, those are important. The next one is to demonstrate flexibility. The important part is the demonstration. So a bullet might read, when COVID-19 caused 200 layoffs, I changed roles and implemented a program to stay connected with key stakeholders. So demonstrate that you are flexible. Kind of have to be like Gumby. They should be able to see that in the bullet points that you offer them. So there's the first two. Creativity, innovative, flexible. Number 3 is the word curious. We need to be curious. You go above and beyond. You weren't satisfied that something didn't work. You figured it out. So you demonstrate curiosity. When incomplete data prevented contracts from moving forward, I contacted the database administrators. Together, we identified a glitch in the cloud connectivity. So these are ways that you can demonstrate that you were curious to dig deeper. Innovation, creativity, flexibility, and yes, curiosity. So those are 3 important words. There's one more you should have on there as well, and I'll get to that in a moment. These are very uncertain times, which is why we need people that are innovative, creative, flexible, curious, and there's more. So as we think through this, here's a word to the wise. If you think you're going to land a job doing what you've always done, the way you've always done it, consider this series of videos, and I implore you to think differently. We've all been there with people who say that. It doesn't help. It won't help here. Maybe you're going to wait this out. I ask you not to do this. Now is the time. We don't know how long waiting it out might take. Might be 3 years, who knows? Now is the time to move forward. Waiting it out might be akin to this. I'm seeing that what used to take 3 to 6 months is now happening in 3 to 6 weeks, especially in the essential industries and the essential services. It's taking longer for some executive positions, but in the right industry, hiring is happening very, very quickly. Some people deal with uncertainty by buying neat stuff. Other people would rather remove themselves to a remote island and wait it out. Some people go buy things that'll help them deal with their frustration. Other people watch movies. What about you? Are you one of those people that realized, wow, we might not have enough bath tissue. I'm going to be ready. And we know that that happened. Talk to any store manager that sold bath tissue. They'll tell you all about it. Maybe you're going to go to Zoom that offers a free account for some people, and accounts are very, very reasonable there. Get an account, stay connected, work with people to interact, work with people to increase your network, talk to people about what's going on in their world. We've always been able to see ahead in some fashion with a certain amount of clarity. That isn't happening anymore. Now, as we take a look forward, it's difficult to make the clarity happen. We can see clarity behind us, but not in front of us. So that's become the challenge. We used to have expectations about what's going on in industries. We know new technologies were going to come into place, but now we take a look at this beautiful watermelon and that sets an expectation, but this isn't it. This is a disruption. COVID-19 has disrupted us. It's disrupted the job market, the hiring market, supply and demand. So watch for disruptors. Search about your future. Healthcare, health-related services, essential services that are going to be needed, behavioral economics in healthcare, management, AI in healthcare, population health, the future of training, education, the future of work, the future of learning, educational technology. Look ahead and see what's going on. I believe in this nation, if we're going to get through this incredible challenge that we are faced with, we're going to have to think differently. I believe that if people will put on their best suit, get their best superhero cape, and find a company that needs help and helps that company get back to profitability, we're going to be able to come through this. Find a company that's challenged. Bring your top skills. Bring your best innovation, your curiosity, your innovation, all the things that we've talked about in this video. Bring them to that company. Help them become profitable. And if you will do that and help others do that, the people you know, I think we can make it through. So here's your last word: resilient. This nation has a history of resilience. Be a part of the solution to all the problems that are before us. Be resilient. And if we do that, I think we're going to make it. Do you need help? You need a resume review, LinkedIn review, interview prep, career counseling, whatever you need, get it. Don't sit on the limb sawing it off. Don't go to a remote island. And don't buy one of those weird cars. Get help. Get moving. Let's move through this. Do your research and watch the news. Find the who, which companies are hiring, and what they are hiring. Become a superhero. Get your cape out and your best suit. Thank you. I hope this has been a help to you. This is Forward Motion. I am Marsha LaRue. This has been a series of 3 videos on how to find opportunities before and during and after COVID-19. I hope this has been a help.